Hey everyone, my name is Jake, and I'm here today with Gamers Guild Arizona to talk to you about the new innovative discovery-based TCG, Altered. Altered is primarily a 1v1 game where you and your opponent are racing in an expedition to rejoin your hero and their companion. Both players are going to need a 40-card deck, including your hero cards. You're also going to want to make sure that you grab any tokens necessary for the factions that you might be playing. You're going to want to make sure that you have your hero and companion adventure cards and the 3 adventure cards that will be in between those cards to establish the regions you'll be exploring. All of these adventure cards are available in each of the starter decks. You're also going to want to grab the first player and any other player's status markers. You're going to start with your hero and companion cards. Both of these are going to go on opposite ends of the expedition zone. You're then going to take 3 adventure cards. You're going to shuffle them up and deal them between the hero and companion cards. Place your hero and companion markers on their respective adventure cards. You're then going to take your hero cards and place them into your hero zone. And then take out any tokens that you might have brought with your deck, draw 6 cards, and convert 3 of them into mana. So let's talk about card types. There are 3 kinds. We've got characters, spells, and permanents. For simplicity of this tutorial, we're just going to talk about characters. You've got your hand cost outlined in blue, your reserve cost outlined in the color underneath, and then you've got your region stats. Characters will be placed into your expedition zone to advance your expeditions. In this example, Atlas has higher stats than Sneezer's Shroom, so Atlas would win and he would advance his expedition. So the game is played over a series of days. Each day consists of 5 phases: morning, noon, afternoon, dusk, and night. For this tutorial, we are going to talk about the morning phase, but it is important to note that during your first turn, you skip the morning phase and start at noon. During the morning phase, you're going to ready your mana, draw 2 cards, and then you'll have the option to convert 1 card from your hand into a mana resource. At noon, characters that have an at noon ability trigger. After these resolutions have resolved, we then move immediately into the afternoon phase where the bulk of gameplay takes place. On your turn, you may take as many free actions as you'd like, but the moment you play a card, it becomes your opponent's turn. You and your opponent will both take turns taking free actions and playing cards until one player decides to pass. Once one player passes, the opponent gets to play as many cards or take as many free actions as they'd like until they too decide to pass. In the Dusk phase, both players are going to compare their region points to their expeditions in total sum. When determining whether or not you're going to advance an expedition, you're going to compare region points from the biomes in which your hero or companion occupies. In this example, we're looking at the companion side of the expedition. Bravos, being in the second area, is going to be comparing forest and water, and Lyra, being in the first expedition, is going to compare all 3. In order to advance your expedition, you do not need to win in multiple categories. You simply need to beat the opponent in one of the categories that you're occupying. In this example, Bravos is leading with 7 in the forest region, and Lyra is leading with 5 in the water region. Because both players are leading in 1 or more regions respectively, they both get to move their expedition markers forward. So now that we've settled our expedition, we're ready to move to night. During the night phase, we're going to rest, and this means that we're going to send all of our characters that are in our expedition zones to our reserve. It's important to note that if you have 3 or more cards in your reserve, you're going to need to discard down to 2, and you'll do the same with your permanents. So cards in reserve can be played as if though they were from your hand, but instead of paying the hand cost, you're going to play their reserved cost. We'll take the example of Mana Druid. Mana Druid from hand costs 3, but from reserve, it costs 2. So to play this card, we pay 2 resources and put it into our expedition zone. Cards from reserved gain an ability called Fleeting. Fleeting means that at the end of the expedition, instead of going back to the reserve, they will go to your discard. This only happens with characters and spells, not permanents. You'll proceed with play as normal, exchanging the first player marker, drawing 2 cards, readying your mana, and moving on to the next phase. Continue play each day, advancing your hero and their companion closer together. The first player to get their hero and companion to meet in the same region is declared the winner. We know we didn't cover everything today in our tutorial, so to learn more about lore, factions, limited edition Kickstarter boxes, regular retail boxes, or anything else Altered related, please leave us a comment below and tell us what you want to see in our next upcoming videos. To pre-order product or to learn more information about Altered, visit us at gamersguildaz.com. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you around.